Hey besties, welcome back to another episode of Sense of the Podcast. My name is Anna. It's another beautiful one, and your girl, as always, is back again. For those of you listening to me for the first time, this is Uncensored Anna, and today I have got one of the contestants of the Space of Humanity Nigeria pageant 2024 with me here. Her name is Precious Detiem. I hope I did not murder your name. I hope I didn't murder your name.
Okay.
Okay, so she's going to be talking to us, speaking to us about upholding child rights, creating a safe and equitable world for every child. Welcome to the episode, Precious. It is good to have you
Thank you.
here.
Good
So
morning,
before
everyone.
we start, good morning. Before we start, let me apologize for Thursday. I know we were supposed to do this recording on Thursday. Something came up, and I know you were ready for me and waiting, but yeah, my apologies. I hope I'm forgiven.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. You're welcome. So, what I like to do is ask my guests to introduce themselves because, I like my listeners to hear from the horse's mouth. So, give us a brief introduction of who Precious is.
Okay. My name is Precious Detiem. My name is Precious Detiem. I'm a passionate and dedicated child rights activist and an advocate against all forms of abuse in children. I'm a graduate from the University of Port Harcourt, and I'm very passionate about children.
Okay, interesting. Another thing I like to ask, or another thing I've asked the other contestants during the course of this interview is your why. Because as with everything in life, when you're starting a business, you're going into something, you're going taking a particular course, there's always a why, right? A reason for doing it. So my next question would be, why Miss Face of Humanity?
Okay, because I feel it's an organization and a platform that aligns with my goals and passion as a humanitarian. Because I'm someone that I'm very passionate about helping people, helping those around me. So I need a platform that can raise my voice and actually make my voice heard out there in the society at large.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. We always like to look for things that align with our values. And it's good to know that you have found one, and I'm excited for you. But then again, another thing I like to ask when I'm speaking to pageant girls is if you're going into pageantry and looking for a platform to do something on a bigger scale, I want to know that you've been doing something in your own space, right? And like you said, you
Yeah.
are a child right activist. So, what is that thing that you've been doing before now, before deciding to, compete for the Miss Face of Humanity Nigeria?
Okay, on my own personally, I've been doing lots of outreach in Port Harcourt because I'm based in Port Harcourt. I visited lots of orphanages. Like I do it monthly, but it's more like a personal thing, but it's still my passion that pushes me to do it. Like I reach out to these children, I help them with clothes, with food items, with back to school materials, just in the little way I can. I try to do it like every month. So I need like a platform to amplify my voice even further. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I like it when I hear people tell me, "Oh, I'm already doing something, although it's not as big." Which, of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be grand. You know, the little you can do and the little lives you can touch it goes a very long way. So I like it when I hear people say that, I'm already doing something especially those that are going into pageantry. I'm already doing something in my space, so I know that you're going into this for the right reason. So well done on all of the good things that you're already doing in society. I hope you continue to do that. Yeah, down to your topic, which is upholding child rights in for a more equitable society. What does upholding child rights mean to you, and why do you think it is essential in our society today?
Okay. Upholding child rights and creating a safe and equitable world for children simply means that every child, regardless of their background, should have access to education, healthcare, a nurturing environment. It should be a world where the innocence of childhood is cherished and preserved. free from all forms of abuse, exploitation, and neglect. And this is not just all about the laws, it's also about we creating a culture that empowers the communities, educates parents, and also involves these children in making decisions that affect their life positively. We should ensure that every child knows their rights and the society protects these rights for these children. So yeah, that's what I think about this topic.
Yeah, that's well said. You said it all. It's important for us to, not just the government, but as individuals as well. We always have a part to play, and until we start to play our part, we cannot always depend on the government. So that's a good one. That's a good one. So what do you think are the most challenging, most significant challenges that children face globally having their rights protected? When it comes to having their rights protected, or let me not say globally. Let me narrow it down to Nigeria because that's where we're from, right? So what
Yeah,
do you think that the
I
challenges are that children face?
I think child labor is one very big challenge that lots of children in Nigeria face because, like, you go on the street and you see very little children hawking, trying to earn, like, make money for their parents, and this is not supposed to be the case because they are supposed to enjoy their childhood at this period of their life. Like, this period is supposed to be respected, not for child labor. So I feel this child labor affects the child mentally and also physically. Sometimes it affects their education because they don't even have time for school. They're always looking for ways to look for money for their parents, which is very wrong. As a child, you're supposed to be looking for money for your parents. It's supposed to be the other way around. So I feel child labor is one major challenge
True.
that kids face and children face in Nigeria. Then there are other things too. A lot of children go through some of them don't have opportunities to go to school, like because of no money. Poverty can also affect a child, and also like poor parental care, maybe a divided home. All those things can affect the mental health of a child. So these children, they need to be protected, they need to have rights, they need to know their rights as children. Thank you.
Interesting. Interesting. Child labor is one thing that, and unfortunately, I think in most parts of Nigeria, people think it's normal, that, oh, my child is just going to sell now. I'm training my child. She's just going to sell. Forgetting that that is not what that child is supposed to do. You're a parent, and it is your responsibility to protect your child and to cater to your child. So when you're leaving that child at a very tender age to do that for you, then it's like, this is abuse. So good one.
It's also exposing them to danger because when they're on the road, you don't know like the kind of abuses they face on the road. So it's also
Yeah.
exposing your children.
With the rise of pedophiles lately and people going crazy and doing nasty things, yeah, children on the road and on the streets hawking things and selling things are actually not safe. It's important for parents to, and like you said, educating parents and teaching them what child rights is also very important because it starts from the home, right? It starts from the home. So how then do you think governments and organizations can work together to strengthen child protection policies?
Yeah, I think they can create like campaigns and also child protection laws and enforce these laws, like campaigns that enlightens the parents and also put laws that um once there are strong laws, I feel these parents will not even try to like put their kids out there on the streets. So the government can play a role. We can also play our roles in protecting these children. Yeah.
So do you think there are any legal frameworks now? Like, do you think there are any policies in place right now in Nigeria for child protection?
Yes, I only know of for the girl child, but generally for all kids, I don't really know. I know there are protection laws for the girl child. Like we have FIDA, we have lots of Doctors Without Borders that they protect. They're against like girl child abuse. But I would like these laws to be like generally both male, both female children, like all children involved. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Good thing you mentioned the feeder and Doctors Without Borders, because most of us don't know, and I'm sure some of my listeners as well do not know about these organizations, and so it's a good thing that you mentioned it. So, what then would you say is the role of education in upholding the rights of children?
Okay, education can play a very good part because somebody that is learned and literate will not put out his or her child there, will know the value and importance of educating your child no matter what. Like I know of parents that they don't have money, but they still try everything they can to make sure all their children go to school. So I feel educating both parents can also help, can also go a long way in helping in this situation. Yeah, education is very important.
Yeah, education is actually very important, and I like to say that when a person is not aware of something, they cannot do better. They can only do as much as they know, how to do. When a person is aware and they refuse to do, then you know that okay, there's a problem. But when a person is not aware of something, then it's like, I don't know, I don't know if this is bad or I don't know if this is right. So education is an important part of eradicating a lot of things that happen in our country right now. But how then can we ensure that all children, regardless of their background, can have access to quality education? Not just education, quality education.
Okay, it can, the government can also start from the schools, try to make sure you have quality teachers, you have teachers, and also you have like a safe environment for these children. Even if it's a government school, at least try to make it like very quality that a child going to a government school can still be very smart and intelligent as that going to a private school. I feel the government can do more, though I know they're already trying, but I know they can actually do more in schools, the government schools. They can make it free, they can reduce the parents, and also they ensure that they are actually in school. Talk to these kids, try to educate them in our own, impact them in our own way. Yeah.
Okay. So now, like I've been saying to all the contestants I've interviewed, I'm putting it into the universe on your behalf that you, Precious, you are Miss Face of Humanity Nigeria 2024, right? And I am a parent who is uneducated and who doesn't have an idea of what child labor means, or um, whether or not me sending my child who is like 6 year old to go hawk something on the street is child labor, is abuse. And I have other parents, with me. Imagine there are many other people there. Just but and I have other parents with me as well who are not educated, and we're all in the same boat. And now you want to educate us. You want to in a way reprogram our minds when it comes to sending our young kids out to walk on the streets. What would you say to us? You are Miss Face of Humanity in Nigeria.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Precious, Miss Face of Humanity 2024. And like the title goes, humanity. What is humanity? Humanity is about like helping people around you and also about caring for those around you. If you love something, you wouldn't expose it to danger. So I'm here to talk about our children, our kids, and they are very important to us. They're also very important to the society. So child labor is exposing your kids to exercises or harmful activities that are bigger than their age and can affect them and expose them to danger. So I'm here to advise all mothers out there, everybody out there, parents, guardians, to put an eye on your children and also try not to expose them to danger. Try not to put them on the streets to sell. Try to fight for their education no matter what, at all costs. Try to go the extra mile to give them the very best, because you're actually investing in these children. Because these children tomorrow, they will help you. They also help the society. They're also the leaders of tomorrow. Because once you educate one child, it's like educating a whole community. So with these few points of mine, I hope we will stop child labor in every form and manner we can. Thank you.
Okay. Our queen. But you know, say we no get money. And sometimes we know they fit chop for house. So I don't look and say if me I come out go sell and my pikin come out go sell, at least the small small money wey my pikin go bring come and the small one wey me sef go bring come, it go help us make we chop. And I never get money wey I go fit use send am to school. So wetin you come on wey we
Yeah, like I'm here with some funds. I'll be empowering a whole lot of mothers here, everybody here. I'll be giving you money, cash that you can use to start up your business, to actually hold your family. You don't need to send your children out. And I'll be coming here regularly to do this, to empower you and also to encourage you to give these children the very best education that you can. Yeah.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. That way you talk now, you know, it sweet my belly. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so what role do you think social media platforms play in promoting or hindering the rights of children?
Social media can be a good or bad tool, depends on how we use it. We can use social media to publicize and advertise campaigns that protect children's rights. Social media can also be a way of also abusing kids. So we should try to use the social media to impact the lives of children instead of doing the opposite. So I feel social media should be used rightly for child's rights upliftment and empowerment in all possible ways.
Okay. Because yeah, social media is important, but at the same time, some of these parents are not even on social media, you know. A lot of them don't even have most of the social media platforms on their phones. So as much as it's important to use social media because it is like social media is like a global stage right now, you know. And before you know it, something as little as something can just go viral and the world is talking about it. So it's a very, very important tool, like you said. But I also think that, you know, most of these people who actually send their kids to go walk on the street are in the rural areas, right? And it's also important that we personally, I think it's not a day's job. It's not a one person's job. It's a collective effort. And if we don't start to do these things collectively, then we're bringing up children who are the next generation, who will also be. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle that we need to break. But then, so imagine that the organizations advocating for children, like you're one now, you advocate for kids. That's what you do. In what ways, like what are some of the effective strategies you would propose, you know, for those advocating for child rights, both, you know, from the grassroots and the policy level?
Okay, I would advise them to do more campaigns, do more advocacies. One advocacy is not enough. Do more enlightenment programs. Invite these mothers, invite these parents, invite these kids, talk to them, educate them, and let them know their rights. Let them know what is wrong and what they've been doing right and what they've been doing wrong. So I feel more empowerment programs can actually help.
More empowerment programs can help.
Can actually help.
So by empowerment, do you mean
And not just
empowering them with skills?
talking to them, you also empower them in the little way you can. That's also a
Network is breaking.
Yeah, campaigns, setting up like schools, you talk to and children and you speak to them and try to help them.
And I also think that, which is a good one, I also think that the government should um, put together strict laws and rules regarding child labor and child abuse and yeah, all of the things that strip children of their rights and their, yeah. So I think, because I hear that some of these things are in place,
Yeah.
but if something is in place and it's not effective, then it's useless, right? It shouldn't be there. Because for you to put something in place, right, you must at some
Yeah.
point make it effective. You must effective. If it's not effective, then why is it
Yeah.
there? It's as good as not being there, right? So, and it has to be effective on all rounds. It doesn't mean that, okay, when a person doesn't have money, if you're a poor man, then it affects you. Then it will be effective when it comes to you. But when you are a man with money, then everybody can just go around the corner and just, because if you look at these things, there are a lot of, like I said earlier, there are a lot of pedophiles. There are a lot of nasty ass people out there, and I think, like we've always been told growing up, children are the future of tomorrow. Even though some of the people in our government are like our grandfathers. So sometimes I wonder if we're actually the future of tomorrow, but they're the future of tomorrow. And if we don't start to nurture them now, what kind of future are we looking forward to? Right. So it means that if we don't nurture these children and do right by them and protect them, it means the next generation is going to, the cycle is going to repeat itself. Because I was speaking to one of the contestants yesterday, and she said something like, an abused person will abuse people, right? A broken child who doesn't know better will in turn break a child that he or she has given birth to. And then we have a cycle, a repeated cycle that is
Yeah.
not good for us. It will never be good for us. And one thing we need to understand is, we say, oh, my children are safe, my kids are safe. They're not safe, because these children will go into the world. They might meet up, they might meet in school someday. They might meet somewhere and become friends. So whatever you fail to do, and the way you fail to act and protect another child that is not yours, might come back to bite you in the ass later, because your child might be involved with that child, and they'll pick up things from that child as well. So it's important that we create awareness and continue to speak on these things.
Protect.
Obviously, we cannot do it all in one day, but with time, I'm sure the more our voices rise, the more people get to listen. So yeah. So what do you think, in your opinion, the future holds
And
for
also,
child rights in Nigeria? Yeah, the network. I think we're having network issues again.
okay,
Okay.
with persons and lots of persons advocating for children's right now, I feel the future holds lots of good things for these children. If we don't quit, if we keep on preaching it and saying it and educating, enlightening people, like creating this circle of enlightened women and children, I feel the future will be better for these kids. And even these kids, they will know their rights to their fingertips. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, interesting. So another one of you doing your duty as Mistress of Humanity Nigeria. If you were to implement a law or one policy or initiative, I'm not going to use globally, I'm going to use Nigeria, because I want to narrow it down. If you were to implement one policy or initiative in Nigeria to improve rights of children, what would it be and why?
Okay. It will be like end child labor, because you need like a topic that can attract people, because lots of persons naturally like they care for children. So when they hear end child labor, they are attracted to it. And then I'll go about like collaborating with organizations that already do these things, like human rights, um lots of organizations, FIDA, I'll reach out to them, try to um, go for their programs, collaborate with them um, to push my voice and make my point heard. So that's what I'll do. I'll create a topic, create an initiative, then try to collaborate, try to push it forward, try to make it an actual project, and then do it until I finish, I complete it. Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to put in a law and say, I'm enforcing this law on behalf of children and child's rights and protection, what would you say?
Okay. My law, like if I'm to create, sorry, come again with the question.
If you were to make a law, say for instance, you are part of the lawmakers in Nigeria, and you were asked to put a law in place for child protection and child rights, what would you say?
Okay. Uh, my my law will be actually like end child labor and education, free education for all children. Like there'll be a law where every child can access education, like access, go to schools without even having to pay so much school fees. And also, the law will stop child labor, like in every form. Anybody doing that will be arrested. There will be a law against it. Like no child should be seen on the streets. So that will be the law I'll create.
Okay, thank you so much, Precious. It's been amazing chatting to you on this topic, and I can tell that you're, a passionate person when it comes to children, and I love that for you. I really appreciate that because I think these children, like I said, are the future of tomorrow, and I think they need to be protected, and they need to be cared for, and they need to be nurtured into their full potential. So I'm really excited that you're one of those who are, already doing this. And I hope that whether you get the crown or you don't, I hope that you are able to continue to, lend your voice and to be a voice for children who are unable to actually speak for themselves. And yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best on your journey to becoming Miss Face of Humanity Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so
All right.
much. And so, guys, you've heard it all. Yeah, one of the major thing I have said throughout the interviews is we need to do our parts as individuals. If you're not doing your part where you're able to, then you have no right to blame the government for what they're not doing. So, as individuals, let's protect every child, whether the child is yours or not. Protect a child around you and nurture them into their full potential. And until I come your way again, I remember this is bye.
Thank you. Bye. Okay.
Is Coach Blessing there?